Meanwhile, Governor Christie letting her rip. By the way, he's supposed to speak in Fort Lee, New Jersey in a moment now. But will his now former staffer actually rip back?
The language used and the conduct displayed in those emails is unacceptable to me. Sometimes people are a mistake hire.
All right, Christie is meeting with the mayor of Fort Lee, New Jersey right now, trying to mend fences. He arrived a short time ago after giving a 2-hour press conference or close to it. That has to be a record-long press conference for a politician under some political duress. But he came to personally apologize to the people of Fort Lee, New Jersey over this political snafu. You know the whole soap opera side story. And wants to personally apologize to the mayor of Fort Lee, Mark Sokolich. When they come out or he comes out, we'll keep you posted. To attorneys Laureanos and Michelle Saleo, though, on something else that was tucked in that press conference today, a diatribe pretty much against the focus of this. The woman the governor asked to resign, his top assistant, Bridget Ann Kelly. I want you to look at this.
I am stunned by the abject stupidity. Sometimes people are a mistake hire. If you ask for something and someone deceives you and tells you it doesn't exist, what's the follow-up? Are you sure? Yes. You've searched your emails? Yes. You don't have anything? No. Bridget Kelly was fired. There's no justification for ever lying to a governor. Lying to me is not an exhibition of loyalty, and I'm quite frankly not interested in the explanation at the moment. I was lied to, and for that, she's been terminated.
All right, now, whatever your views on this subject, I want you to picture being Bridget Kelly and appearing before the State Assembly, an investigation going on right now, and you're asked to talk about this, and you've heard what the governor has said about you. What do? We've got some lawyers here, Laureanos and Michelle Saleo. Michelle, okay, look at what was said. Hear what was said. You are, Bridget Ann Kelly, then what?
Then I'm looking for a way to restore my now impeached character and credibility.
So you go after him?
Yeah, that's exactly what you do.
So might he rue the day he went after her?
I would think so.
I do think that is a risk. But the problem is, what else is he going to do? I think that this was really his only move, because he has to distance himself from the problem, and he has to point a finger at somebody, and he has to do it in a way that's unequivocal.
But what if she now is more emboldened to point fingers, not necessarily at him, but higher up, to involve more administration officials? Because, look, you SOB, you threw me under the bus and humiliated me on national TV.
I think that's always the temptation for someone that gets blamed. But I'd have to think that in this situation, if I'm Bridget Ann Kelly, I'm not going against Christie, because I would be afraid of what else he could drum up against her. He is the governor. He's very popular. He's probably going to run for president. If I'm her...
Well, you're feeding the argument that he's a bully.
I mean, he may well be a bully. Well, according to him, he's not a bully. I guess he's the best judge of whether he's a bully.
What do you think happens now? Where do you think this was legally? I mean, if those who've been, attacked. I mean, this David Wildstein, the top Port Authority official, who also was forced out. I mean, these are people whose names are going to become pretty common now and familiar, those at least who follow this, and they're angry, aren't they?
The people who are being pointed at
Right.
this point? Yes, they are. And honestly, I was very impressed with the press conference. He came across as almost sympathetic. You almost sympathize with Christie.
I think he did a great job.
He did a fantastic job. He did.
But the question is that really...
Was this the right thing for him to do strategically?
And if everything he says is truthful, and we're going to make the assumption it is, then it better be, right? Because it could come back to hurt him if there's wider involvement.
And you know what? I would have liked to have seen him take a little heat, at least to say, you know what, this is my staff. I should have known. I'm a micromanager. I'm out there. I'm one of you.
Well, he said he wasn't a micromanager.
But he likens himself as an everyman. I do a job just like everybody else does a job, and these are my people, and I should have known what was going on, especially from a top
Well, he did
aide.
say he botched it. He did say that, but there's a difference between admitting that you screwed something up and being liable, right?
Yeah.
I mean...
And I think, though, in this case, that it's really kind of a fantasy on the part of the Bridget Kellys to say, and now I'm gonna have my day in court, and when I testify, I'm gonna really say that it was really his problem. Because I really think that there's a good chance that the best that they are going to come up with, the best that his staff is going to come up with, is saying he created an atmosphere that made me think that it was a good idea to do this. Now, which is
But is
certainly
this a scandal?
damning.
I mean, I know we're making a big deal in the New York metropolitan area because of course traffic at the George Washington Bridge. Hello, there's traffic at the George Washington Bridge. But I mean, is it like
No, that's
Iran
why I keep-
Contra? Is that, you know what I mean?
No,
Or Watergate?
intentional
I mean,
trauma.
right?
Is about this. Like he didn't. I mean, at this point, we don't necessarily know if there was a lie. Okay, because and honestly, that whole she lied to me. I really hope that he didn't know, because the worst thing that could happen right now is that somebody could point out that he's a liar. Okay, because that's really what we get angry at politicians for.
Let's assume
when
he's
they
not,
lie.
and he was honest. You think when she testifies, when that day comes, because the other guy was pleading the fifth all day today, one answer after
Yeah.
another, does this escalate just because of the targets they've become?
I mean, I think that it very well could. I think he's real lucky this didn't happen in New York, because intentional traffic, that's like a sin. But that's actually something that matters to people in a way that things like Watergate
As if
did
New
not
Jersey
affect.
doesn't know about intentional traffic?
Well,
I
somebody
think that
died as a result of this.
No, the daughter of that grandmother said no.
Oh, I'm
It wasn't
sorry.
because
It
of the
wasn't
She was
because
going
of
to
the
die
traffic.
anyway.
So you're already filing lawsuits, and you
That's my
you were
job.
wrong. All right, ladies, we'll watch it. We'll watch it very closely. By the way, we're still watching Fort Lee, and when he comes out, if he comes out with the mayor, I guess I'm told they're having coffee, right? Something like that. Meanwhile,